Hello, my friends. We will start with chanting Om mantra. So, hello, my friends, and welcome to our new class, 23rd Real Yoga Live class today. How is it going for you? Are you practicing our exercises at home? I hope you are all doing well. However, at the same time, the realities of our life and this world in general can many times be challenging. I imagine that many of you are concerned about what is going on in the world right now. And life has challenges, life has difficulties, there is suffering in life. Of course, there is, but at the same time, I think it is important for us to stay in control of ourselves and our thoughts. And even myself, I have observed myself in the last days. I was watching some videos, kind of the news, what is happening in the world, these military kind of things. And while on one side it is good to know, I think it is important to know to a certain extent what is happening in the world. But I think that more delving into this actually makes you feel worse. uh, Hearing about the pain, hearing about the war. If you overindulge in these sad news, this harsh, cruel reality, it can make you feel depressed, because it is definitely sad and concerning thoughts. So I think it is important for us to remember that it is in our control what we feed ourselves, what we get. And just as we take care, or we should take care of the food we eat, because we know that healthy food will make us more healthy and more vibrant, in the same way the information we get, we consume, I think we also uh, have to be aware of what we are going through and what information we want to feed us. In today's practice, I want to share with you one of the practices which has helped me a lot through, I guess, many years. I don't even know how many years of my life. It isn't particularly a yogic practice, but now I do consider it as a yogic practice. When I do this practice, I consider as I'm doing my yoga time, I let my stopwatch run. I wasn't doing this before, but over the years, I just realized that this practice, what I'm gonna talk about now, is actually pretty powerful. And this practice you may have heard before. It is gratitude. I call it gratitude practice, and it's simple. It's simple. Simply remember things that you are grateful for, the positive things, the good things that are happening in your life. Remember those. So many times I would even start my day uh, doing this practice. I remember it has helped me a lot, especially in my recent years when I was very low, when I was fighting for my life because I was struck with these two jungle deadly diseases, which I was close to death for many days, and it had impacted my life, really, my body, my feeling, everything. I was really low. I was really low. I was really struggling to continue. It was very difficult for me, but one of the practices that I was doing, and I would start in the morning. The first thing I would start to do is this. I would say to myself, all right, now I will remember, let's say, five good things that I'm grateful for, because in those times of difficulty or the times of hardships or of depression, it is important to remember about the good things, because that will make you feel better, and that can help and bring you up from the difficult situation where you may find yourself. Gratitude practice, something that sounds so simple, but at the same time it is an invitation into working with your programs that you hold about yourself, about your life, your belief systems, what you believe in. Many of us, we have many of those. But by starting with the gratitude practice, you are consciously training yourself to think positive. It sounds cliche, it sounds kind of, think positive. But no matter how cliche it may sound, man, it works. If you can do this exercise and remember the good things, you're basically training your mind to remember the good things, and this will become a habit, and this will change your outlook on life, on yourself, on many things. So this seemingly simple and exercise is actually a powerful one, and can especially help everybody. But even more, I would say it is important when the times are difficult and when we are struggling, and when we are struggling emotionally, and we feel depressed, we feel low, we feel without motivation to continue. I think it is a very powerful practice to do, which is in itself a programming of yourself, of your mind, of your being, in the way that you want, in the way that you decide. So I would invite you to do this with me, and how it goes. It goes as you want. You are free to use your creativity and make it as you like. Usually I say to myself, all right, I will think now about 5 good things that I'm grateful for, and and I would remember those things one after another. You can spend as much time or as little time as you want on those particular numbers, those points that you feel grateful for. You can let your imagination run. It can even be an entertaining kind of exercise. This is why in the beginning I wasn't considering this my yoga exercise. Uh, I was doing it, but without letting without considering it as a serious yogic practice. But with time, I started to consider it more and more important. Uh, so it is up to you what good things you want to remember. These can be very, for example, I will give you my how I do this. Usually, for me, the first thing I'm grateful is the fact that I'm alive. And for me, it is almost like, like each mantra. Mantras actually start with Om. Om is considered the most sacred sound, kind of involving the whole universe, involving the whole reality, the whole truth. So it is kind of auspicious as well to start mantras with Om. And this is why mantras almost always or always the first sound in the mantra is Om. And then it continues as a longer mantra or a hymn. I guess in somewhat similar way for me in this gratitude practice, the first thing is always life, is to remember that I'm alive and I'm grateful to be. I'm grateful to be, and even though this world and being alive in this body, in this planet, can many times be challenging, difficult, painful, uh, but at the same time, regardless of all of that suffering that we go through in our life, I consider life as a gift and I'm grateful for it. And I mean it and I feel it. So I let myself feel how I am grateful or how much I am grateful to be alive. And again, this gratitude can go as long or as short as you want. For example, with this, I can move on into the number one. What is my number two? Another good thing. Or I may continue with the first one, and I would maybe remember. I would remember as I had mentioned, I was struggling for my life for many weeks, struggling to survive as I was struck with those diseases. And I would remember that. and and I would remember in myself how blessed I am, the fact that I can move, I again have my health, which has recovered more than I had expected. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for my life. What I'm saying, you can spend as long, as much time as you want on each of those things you are grateful for. Basically, what you are doing is you are reminding yourself and reminding your body that life is that life is good, that there are actually good things in life, which does make you feel better in your mind, in your emotions, in your body. Yes, in your body as well. It lowers your cortisols and helps with your parasympathetic nervous system. I have no doubts about that. And uh, usually I go with the first one, being alive, and then I can continue into I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the money I have made, for example. I'm grateful for the air I breathe. I'm breathing this jungle air. How good is this? Some years ago, when I was living in Lima, the capital of Peru, the air in the big city is not like that. How much I was missing to breathe good air, such as now. So I remember and take my time to appreciate those good things. And and this is a practice that is indeed that indeed has helped me. I would consider quite a lot, and therefore I wanted to share it with you. So we can do this. You can, first of all, you can sit cross-legged on the on your mat or on the ground wherever you are. This time I'm sitting full siddhasana, but you can find a more simple way to sit. The most important thing is your spine is straight. You can have your Jnani Mudra, hands position, index finger and thumb finger touching each other, palms facing upwards. Place the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth, in the upper palate of your mouth, to open other circuits, yogic, energetical circuits in your body that helps with meditation, with concentration. And well, I guess we could start with observation as we normally do, and simply take our time to look into ourselves and observe how we feel now as we are starting this practice. Do you feel good or not so much? How do you feel? Do you feel concerned about something? Do you feel stressed? Maybe your heart is hurting. There are many things that you can be feeling and experiencing. Become aware of that. All right. Now become aware of the physical body and how the body feels. How strong is the body today? How energized you feel today? Is this level normal, or is it higher than normally, or is it lower than normally? Attention moves to the breathing. Observe the breathing and how is it today? I think we can start with some breathing to empower us. That would empower our practice of gratitude as well in some ways. So let's make our preliminary breathing exercises that are always important to remember and to practice as well. Diaphragmatic breathing. Start diaphragmatic breathing. Remember spine straight, elongated, breathing with the belly. Exhalation, belly goes in. Inhalation, belly goes forward, protrudes. As you are breathing with your abdomen, you are also breathing with your lower back. So as you are inhaling, you imagine that you are inhaling backwards into your lower back as well. Aware and mindful of your breathing with your stomach. Alright, let's move into full yogic breathing. Again, after full exhalation, inhale in the stomach, diaphragmatic breathing. Then continue in your chest. And if you want the subclavicular area, exhalation in reverse order. Shoulders go down, chest goes in, and finally belly goes in as well. Continue breathing, full yogic breathing. Again, you can make it as fast or as slow as you want it to be. But in general, you probably don't want to hyperventilate, so you don't want to breathe very fast. We are ventilating the lungs from the stale air. We are stretching the lungs, the rib cage. We are exercising the muscles involved, the breathing muscles. We are changing the whole, chemistry happening in our body, in our blood. You may be already feeling this. When you start breathing more, you feel more energy, you feel more awake. So, and you can come back to normal breathing. Now we will start this practice I've been just talking about, the gratitude practice. So while you continue sitting, take your time and start remembering or recognizing the good things that you have in your life. You can think of big things such as I'm healthy, I have a beautiful family, but you can also remember, and it is also important to remember also some really small things. For example, I have eaten today, I have enjoyed my food today, I have slept well tonight. Today I'm gonna have a little bit more time than yesterday. That's a good thing. I'm grateful for the good feeling in my body. I'm grateful for the fact that I continue watching these real yoga lives and I see some good improvements in my body and the way I feel. I'm grateful that the sun is coming out and I can dry my laundry today. Simple, small things, but these things also matter. It also matters to you are training yourself to see good things, and you are training yourself to perceive your life as good. If you want to have a good life, you also want to perceive your life as good and as beautiful. I'm grateful to see that my body is becoming more strong and more flexible after these real yoga uh, lives of asanas and postures. You can be playful, you can be creative in this practice. It is an easy one. It is actually even an entertaining one, could be. But at the same time, it is training yourself, it is training your mind, training you, training the way you perceive your life. I'm grateful that my family members are not sick. I'm grateful that my parents alive. I'm grateful my car or my motorcycle is still running, is still working. Anything big and anything small, it 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 qualifies for this practice. And yes, you recognize those good things that you have in your life, but you can also take a moment also to simply let yourself feel that gratitude instead of just coldly outnumbering, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. Instead of this, you can give yourself a little bit of time to actually feel, oh yes, it feels good. Oh yes, it feels good. You know, experience that. Let that feeling over kind of affect your physical body. Let those good hormones be produced in you. You can you can make this happen. You can make those good hormones be produced in your body with your own will, with your own thoughts. Just remember those good things and let yourself feel good about that. Live this, experience this. Let yourself experience this for a second or as long as you want. I'm grateful to have my arms and my legs. There are some people, there are actually many people who don't have arms or legs, who are maybe unable to see or unable to hear. We are actually doing we are actually doing very good, and just the fact that we are alive already is the biggest thing. This practice will train you, will form you, will make you happier in your life. And this is what all of us we want in our life. We want to be happy. Many of us, we are searching and searching and searching for new and new things to give us happiness. And even after acquiring those things, securing those things, we are still unhappy because we are searching for something more, something else, something else. But how's about you? you take you take some time to appreciate that good things that you have, that you can validly feel happy about. And this way you are training yourself to be happy in your life. And this is a good thing. Because when you are happy, when you are happier in your own life, then people around you, people that you affect, that you touch in your life, they will also be affected in a positive way. So, all right. I don't know how many things have you counted. You may want to write. You can write a number on this as a comment on this live. How many good things you have outnumbered in your mind or aloud when doing this practice. You are free to play with it, and you can think in your mind those good things, or you can even say it aloud if you find it feels natural or or good. So give me your numbers, how many positive things you have gone through, and now you want to observe how you feel now after this gratitude practice. Do you feel do you feel somewhat better after remembering those good things? Has it worked in a short term, so to say? Do you feel somewhat happier right now? Let's observe that. Is there a smile on your face? All right. We will continue with our other practices. What we are gonna continue now is basically similar as in our previous class. We are going through the same important and powerful exercises, yogic exercises of breathing and of concentration and of chakras that we are already doing and we have done in our previous classes. So, next one is Anulom Vilom Pranayama, the alternate nostril breathing. We'll continue with this. You already know how to do this, but if you don't know, I will explain in a short way again. So basically, alternate nostril breathing. After full exhalation, after you exhale, right hand, right thumb touches the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Change your fingers, and now with either one of those two fingers, touch and block the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. The same one, inhale without changing fingers, inhale through the same one. Change fingers again. Thumb on the right nostril, exhale through the left. This constitutes one round of Anulom Vilom Pranayama. Continue. Inhale left. Change fingers. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Change fingers. Exhale through left. You can continue with these two fingers on your third eye if you like. Different variations how you can do this exercise. After inhaling through the left, You will exhale through the right. And again, the same one. Inhale through the right, the Pingala channel. Change fingers. Exhale through left, Ida channel. Inhale through left, Ida. Change fingers. Exhale through right nostril, Pingala channel. Inhale the same one, right. Change fingers. Exhale through the left one, Ida. Inhale the same. Change fingers. Exhale right. Inhale the same. Change fingers. Exhale left. Keep on breathing this way. The position of your head, if you want, it can be slightly lowered. This way your arm can touch your body more easily and kind of get some support from your body. And if your hand get tired, if your arm get tired, your shoulders, you can do this. With the other hand, hold this while you are continuing. Inhale. Exhale right. Inhale right. Change fingers, exhale left. So you can support your hand, and I would say at the same time, if you practice for longer periods of time, you can even change, or at least I do, change the arms. If your right arm got tired, you can also do this exercise with the other one. So with the left one, the same position of the fingers. And again, inhalation starts with the left nostril. Change fingers, exhale through the right. Inhale through right. Change fingers, exhale left. Inhale left. Change fingers, exhale through the right nostril. One more time, inhale the right. And again, change the nostrils, exhale through the left Ida channel. All right. We can come back to normal breathing. Lower the arms. Observe how you feel now. Do you feel that this breathing has changed the way you feel? Do you feel more balanced, more centered? This is what this pranayama helps with. This is what you kind of should be feeling now. More balanced, more stable, which also makes you more in control of yourself, and which gives you a stable ground to be powerful on, because to be powerful without stability is leaking power, is no power at all. One of the most important things if you want to be powerful and strong is to have a solid base, and this harmony between left and right provides you this centeredness, this harmony, and this helps you with that stability in yourself. So now you know you can practice actually not only using the right arm, but if you get tired, you can use the left one as well. I don't see any issues with that. Although more often in yogic practices, it is usually it is the right arm that supports the Anulom Vilom Pranayama, but I don't see any problems with using the interchanging the arms if you get tired and you want to continue your practice. Now we will go into the same practice, but we may consider this a more advanced version of Anulom Vilom Pranayama. However, at the same time, this may be in other regards actually even easier. What we are going to do is we are going to do the same thing, but without our hands. So mentally, we will imagine mentally performing the same sequence of inhaling, exhaling through different nostrils. There are different ways to do this, different visualizations to employ. However, one of the more, I would say, simple ones, but at the same time a really good one, which I like to do myself, is this one. So after exhalation, the next inhalation, I will visualize and I will imagine and I will feel that inhalation is happening in my left nostril. Again, Ida channel. And as I inhale, I imagine that energy is going from my nostril to my third eye. It goes there. As I inhale, I imagine the energy going up to my third eye. And then the exhalation, imagine the energy now staying in your third eye, in this area. With exhalation, it goes through the right nostril, down. Inhaling, again imagine that the energy is going, the visualization is going from the nostril to the third eye. Exhaling, again from third eye to the nostril. You can imagine it to the nostril or even like going as the air goes out. So continuing the air flow out of your nostril or in. But basically, this is how you move those energies with your mind, and at the same time you work with the third eye center, which helps in working with third eye center as well. So now we can do this. Spine straight, hands in their jnana mudra position. After exhalation, imagine inhaling through the left to the third eye, exhaling right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. You don't need to do what I'm doing with my finger. I'm just showing it how it kind of feels. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right, inhaling through the right nostril, exhaling through the left nostril. Continue, and again you can make your breathing as you want. You can breathe just diaphragmatic breathing, which will be more maybe shallow breathing, or you can breathe more fully. You can even make full yogic breaths if you want. It is up to you what breathing you want to add to this Anulom Vilom visualization exercise. You can also do this exercise, for example, sometimes you may want to do Anulom Vilom with the fingers, but one of the nostrils is blocked and you cannot breathe through, it is too much. You can simply do the same exercise mentally as what we are doing now. You can do this exercise anywhere. Yes, I remember I would do this exercise a lot when I would be on the bus going to some faraway place, and I'm just sitting on the bus, and I would employ this visualization, and I would continue and continue. Also, maybe you would feel uncomfortable practicing in front of other people with holding your hand like this, performing this kind of strange or weird looking thing to other people who don't know what this is. But you can imperceptibly, without anybody noticing, perform your this alternate nostril breathing mentally, as what we are doing now. One more time, inhaling through the left to the third eye, exhaling through the right, inhaling through right, and exhaling through left. All right. Come back to normal breathing and observe how you feel now. Did this visualization, concentration, meditation exercise made you feel different? What's the way you feel now? Even if you don't feel what you are expected kind of to feel, even if you don't feel more centered, more stable, more better right now, it doesn't mean that the practice is not working. What you are doing just by practicing is a very important work, and I congratulate you and salute you with the fact that you are practicing. And each of those practices, each of those reps, in case of Anulom Pranayama, one rep is 2 breathings, as you know. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. So starting with Ida and ending with Ida. Inhalation with Ida and ending again with exhalation with Ida. This is 1 rep. So all of these repetitions that we are doing, all of these Om chants and all of these diaphragmatic breathings and Mula Bandhas and everything, all of those repetitions that we are doing, they are guiding us towards our future, towards us more powerful in different ways. Therefore, it is important what you do, and therefore we continue with the class. The next exercise we go into Ujjayi Pranayama. Let's become victorious. Let's see if we can feel more victorious in a few minutes from now. Ujjayi Pranayama. Let's start with that. It's the pranayama that you can hear, and again, you produce this sound by constricting the airflow in the throat. Breathe Ujjayi Pranayama while the spine is straight, elongated. Whenever you are ready, add the exercise, the visualization exercise of energy going up and down the spine as you breathe. So every time you inhale, imagine there is energy going from the base of the spine. It goes up, 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 all through the spine to the crown of the head. And with the exhalation, this energy, this light, whatever presence, it is going down again to the Muladhara chakra. So as you are breathing with Ujjayi, you are moving this energy, this light, this presence, this visualization up and down. If you don't feel any light, any presence, no problem. Just keep on doing this. It is important what you are doing. And Ujjayi Pranayama empowers this. Spine straight, breathing keeps on flowing, Ujjayi Pranayama. As the energy is going up and down the spine, your attention is going up and down the spine. It can be full yogic breathing that you breathe, or it can be abdominal, diaphragmatic breathing that you breathe. It's up to you. One more time. Energy will go up the spine with inhalation, then the energy will go down with the exhalation. But there, attention will move to Muladhara chakra, and the attention will remain in Muladhara chakra. After next exhalation, breathe with the awareness in Muladhara chakra, the base of the spine. Continue Ujjayi breathing, but this time at the base of the spine. This is where the attention is, Muladhara chakra. Now we can add on to this with Mula Bandha, pelvic floor contraction, while at the same time Ujjayi breathing, and at the same time concentration in Muladhara chakra. Concentration, Muladhara chakra. This is where the attention stays, empowered by breathing, empowered with Mula Bandha. Very good. You can come back to normal breathing. Awareness still stays in Muladhara area. Observe how it feels now. We will do the mantra Lam chanting. Mantra Lam is the Bija mantra of Muladhara chakra. We will chant this mantra for 7 times while maintaining the spine straight. If you want, you can continue with Mulabandha practice while we are chanting. And of course, attention stays in that very same area, Muladhara chakra. Let's start with Lam. Back to normal breathing, attention in Muladhara chakra. Observe how it feels now. And observe how you feel now after these Muladhara chakra practices. Do you feel more grounded? Muladhara chakra helps us be more grounded, more stable, have the ground on which to stand. Do you feel this? How do you feel within yourself? Observe the results, the momentary results of this practice. As we continue in our meditation, I wanted to remind you that you can always change your position. If you are still sitting in the very same position as we have started, well, congratulations. But if you need to change your position throughout the class, no problem, you can change it. For example, the leg which was in front of you, you can place it closer to yourself, kind of shift this right and left legs position if you like. You can even stretch your legs for some time, then get back to the previous position or other position. You can practice in different positions like this one while trying to maintain the spine straight. It's up for you to choose. You can continue with the same pose or you can change poses when you don't want to suffer. We will move into the domain of Agna chakra. So now from Muladhara, we will ascend into Agna chakra in our brain, and to make it more profound, we can use Ujjayi pranayama. So this energy that we have in Muladhara base, now with this sound, with Ujjayi pranayama, we will lift it to the head. and in the head, exhalation, Ujjayi exhalation in the head. It stays in the head, the exhalation. Continue breathing Ujjayi pranayama, but this time in the head. The meditation, concentration is in the head, the Agna chakra. The middle of the head or the brain. Continue Ujjayi pranayama if you can. If you can't, if you are getting too tired to breathe this way, you can always come back to normal breathing. However, if you feel strong enough, you can continue. That's great. If you want, you can also add the Mula Bandha, again, practice, because again, as you know, when you perform Mula Bandha, you are also activating the Agna chakra as well. As you squeeze your Muladhara, your Mula Bandha, you can also feel this activation happening in your brain, in your, what's it called, brainstem, the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, which is kind of in the middle of the head, maybe slightly higher. This is where the concentration, the awareness stays as you continue breathing, as you continue performing Mula Bandha if you choose. Continue the practice, spine straight, elongated, face relaxed, body firm but relaxed. Continue with the concentration, Agna chakra. You may continue with Ujjayi pranayama and Mula Bandha as well. One more breath. And come back to normal breathing. We will move into the chanting of mantra Om with our attention again in the same Agna chakra. And yes, mantra Om also helps to activate the center. So this is what we do. If you want, you can continue Mula Bandha practice as you chant Om 7 times. Let's start. Back to normal breathing, aware and conscious of the Agna chakra and the feeling in the head. Feeling the mantra Om still reverberating in the head. And now observe how this made you feel. How does it feel to have more awareness in the head? Do you feel as if you are taller? Do you feel as if you have more clarity? For example, I myself feel like a beacon, lighthouse, the one in the sea, a tall lighthouse, and at the top is this light reaching far away. This is how I feel after doing this practice, or after working with my Agna chakra. Spine remains straight. Let's move into the presence of yourself. Feel the presence of yourself. As your spine is straight, as your hands continue, palms facing upwards, as the tip of the tongue continues in the roof of the mouth, observe how it feels to feel your own presence. feel your own presence. Apart from the self-inquiry, the asking of who am I, you can also just say, I am, and feel it. Feel yourself, feel your life, feel this I am, this presence. I am. Feel your presence. I would like to share also about this practice. This is one of the jnana yoga practices, self-inquiry. But again, it can be done in different ways. You can ask yourself, who am I? You can say, I am, and feel yourself. You can simply feel your own presence, feel your own being, your own life. For me, it is the same practice. And the way I have done it for many years, and especially in the beginning of my spiritual journey, this was my main practice. And I would do this using my mala, and basically I would try to feel myself with my mind, with my being. I would probe and I would try to feel, who am I, and I would try to feel. And if my being reaches to feel that kind of state that is more subtle, that is more free and more liberating, and I feel that I moved my, let's say, my attention, my mind to a higher state spiritually, closer to myself. If I feel this, then I would go one bead. Then I would continue trying to feel myself. And each time I would get kind of a bit deeper into myself, I would feel myself, I would go for another one. If I don't feel that I have conquered, or with my attention I have gone into the space that is more closer to my life, myself, life itself, reality itself, God itself, because this is where this practice is guiding you to. Every time I feel this, I go for another bead. And this is what I would, how I would do my practice. I would walk my mala like this. It would take me some time to complete the whole mala, but this was a very profound and very powerful practice which has changed me a lot. And I guess what I want to say, that even if you don't have your mala and you don't want to practice like this, but this practice, or at least the way I do, is I try my attention and my mind, my being, to drive it to this higher state spiritually, to this feeling of liberation, of freedom, of cessation of this duality, cessation of this world. Cessation, I mean ceasing, stopping, where I would stop feeling all of this thing around me, all of this world, but I would rather experience an exalted state of the self, exalted state of life, exalted state of being. This is what I would go for. And this is how is this practice of self-inquiry that you can practice yourself as you feel your own presence. feel your own presence. Very good. Our practice is slowly approaching its end. So let us observe ourselves. Generally, how do we feel now? Approaching the end of our class. Do we feel different than when we started? How do you feel the physical body? Likely the body may be a bit hurting because you are sitting in the same position for a long time. But apart from that, how does the body feel? Can you feel it more energized in some ways? And how do you feel in general? Do you feel better? And in what way? Observe that. Observe that while I will be approaching the device to see what comments do we have today. So, oh yes, my friends, go on, you can give me your likes, thumbs up. So live, love, level up. That's a good mantra. That sounds good. So you have done 5 or 10 good things. You remember our gratitude practice and feel much better. I'm glad to hear. I will read this one as well from the same Live, Love, Level Up. I'm very surprised that I was able to do it so well without my fingers. I imagine you are talking about the Anulom Vilom Pranayama, but without fingers, but with imagination. You remember that one, going to the third eye and back. My blocked nostril opened up just from doing it. Well, congratulations. It can help to open up the blocked nostril, just this visual kind of imagination, even without placing your fingers, it can help. Not always it will, but it can help, which is great, which is remarkable. That's the word I was searching for. And again, another comment. I feel more grounded and a warm glow in the Muladhara. So thank you for this, for the words. Thank you for your activity, my friend. Live, level up. Plenty of good words. So I'm glad you are feeling better. It is good to feel better after the practice. However, I would like to give an example. The practice that we do, the yogic practice that we do, is a bit like training. Is a bit like, let's say, going to the gym and lifting the weights. After that training session, you may find yourself in the mirror looking more muscular, your biceps more bulging. It is because your muscles are pumped after the training and you look better, right? In a similar way, after our yogic practice, you usually also feel better. However, just as that pump after the training, the same day after your training, after some hours, that pump will go away. Your muscles are not pumped anymore. And in a similar way, after your sadhana, after your yogic practice, your mantras, breathing exercises, after some hours, you will again start to feel kind of as before, kind of more normal. That good feeling of peace and exaltation and clarity and groundedness will slowly go on dissipating. However, we know that when we, what's the word, persistently, we are continuously training, this will make things happen. This will make the real thing is not the pump you have at the end of your workout. And in the same way, the real thing is not the good feelings you have right after your yoga session. But the real thing is when you continue practicing, this is when you will start seeing something happening. It is like you are growing something. Something starts growing. In the gym, it will be your muscles and the strength of your bones and many things in your physical body. But in the yogic, spiritual dimension, yogic training, as you continue your practice, you will start seeing things happening within yourself, profound things taking place within yourself that will definitely impact the way you live and the quality of your life. So, while it is good to appreciate and remember that, yes, I feel better right now after my today's practice, but it is also good to remember and remind ourselves that as our practice continues day after day and week after week, changes will be happening and changes will be recognized. Sooner or later, you will look into yourself and you will be surprised to see how much I have changed doing these yogic practices. As you see our practices continue, kind of getting more stable, you already can see that how our practice goes. We do some asanas, one class, then for another few classes we go into this meditation, breathing, chakras thing, then we go back to asanas. It is becoming kind of more stable to you if you are uh, participating in these classes. We want to build the base for the upcoming practices which we will go into. There is much I have to share with you. I want to share with you other profound practices as well. However, it is important to have the basis and the ground for those ones that are upcoming. And this is why it is important that we continue what we are doing today. And these, my friend, are important practices that I do myself. I do these Om mantras and these Muladhara, Mulabandhas and other visualizations and practices. I do them myself. Why? Because they are important and because they help me. These practices we are doing now can still be considered kind of a basis, for going into more advanced practices. However, these basics matter, and this is why you always want to come back to these basics. Therefore, I congratulate you, I salute you with practicing along with me. And these practices you can do anytime you want. I wish and hope that you are practicing them in your everyday life. At least this is what will give you more results in the end as the days unfold. My friends, before I end this live, just to remind you, if you want a more profound and more, if you want me to accompany you on your spiritual and training journey, You can have video calls with me. These are the paid video calls. You help me to make some money, and I help you by being able to guide you in your practice on a more profound way. You are also welcome to support me with your donations, to financially support me and my family. That is very much appreciated. On my website, dolamamantas.com, you can find information about this, about the donations and the video calls, and also about the retreats that I still give here in the jungle. The yoga retreats, the nature retreats, and at the same time, the shamanic master plant retreats that are powerful immersions that have a profound impact on your life. With that having said, we will be ending our practice. We will be ending with a mantra, Gayatri mantra. I will chant it, and I invite you to listen, spine straight, with all of my love. Om Bhurbuva Svaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. And now, go and have a good day or a beautiful, restful evening. Much love to you.